Welcome to Dateline Schools, a presentation of the St. Clair County Regional Educational Service Agency, with your host, Chris Troy.
Throughout St. Clair County, high school graduates have got a chance to celebrate their achievements with family and friends through graduation ceremonies and parties. On Thursday night, 4 special St. Clair County students also got a chance to show their accomplishments by celebrating the end of their school careers. And to tell us all about what it took to achieve those goals is the principal of Woodland Developmental Center, Natalie Adair. Natalie, thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Chris. It's a pleasure to be here.
So you had graduation the other night. That's pretty exciting. How many students were there?
Chris, it was a really small year for us. This year we only had 4 program completers. We refer to them as program completers because our students don't actually receive a diploma. They receive a certificate of completion after they have met the goals of their transition plan and or they have reached the age of 26 here in the state of Michigan.
Tell me about that, because I guess that was going to be my next question. When do students first come to Woodlands, and how long do they stay with you?
That's an excellent question, Chris. So students come on an individual referral basis. So as students are no longer making progress in their least restrictive environment within their local school districts make a referral to us at Woodland, and we go through a referral process. And when found that Woodland now becomes the least restrictive environment is the age when the student comes to us. So I can have students come to me as young as 3 and are severely multiply impaired. I might have middle school kids, or I might have high school to post-high transition students coming to us later in age. In the state of Michigan, you are eligible for services until you have A, either met all the goals of your transition plan, or B, reached the age of 26.
Now, when a student completes their time with you, what does the future kind of look like? What can a student go to once they leave your program?
It's a really exciting time, Chris, because there are lots of individualized opportunities. Some of our students are leaving us and heading up to the Next Step program and looking at transitional services into some employment opportunities. Some of our students are looking into adult programming and leaving the K-12 system and going to adult services in conjunction with other agencies that support them in adulthood.
Natalie, why is it so important that Woodland operates year-round?
You know, Chris, this has been a long-standing thing that has gone on with Woodland when they moved to a balanced calendar, and that was before I was the principal here. However, there was lots of surveys taken, lots of data, and it was really looked at as what is the best programming for our students, and it was found to try that our students do not ever receive more than 10 consecutive school days off. So their breaks are the same number of school days as everyone else, just that we can never have more than 10 consecutive school days. That does not include weekends. And what we find is the routine being familiar, and there's not as much learning loss and time to pick back into those things. Of course, we continually send out surveys to our parents, and it's always on an individual basis, but overall we're finding that the calendar is working well and successful for our students.
Natalie, how important is routine for some of your students?
Routine is not just important for my students. Routine is important for us as the staff that support our students there. Let's be honest, Chris. I am far more productive when I have a schedule and a routine and I know where I'm going and what I'm doing.
Do you maintain the same staff year-round, or do you bring in summer help, college interns, or things like that?
Great question. We're always looking for those that are wanting to come and sub and spend some time with us at Woodland. We do run a summer link program that brings in general ed peers so that our students can have time to link up with gen ed students. And then currently right now I have 3 or 4 college students who are subbing for me who are working into the field of special education and getting hands-on experience as subs for us. Otherwise, my normal staff maintain for the summer as it's just a continuation of our school year.
Natalie, just how many students attend Woodlands, and what are some of their challenges?
Excellent question, Chris. So our students come to us on a referral basis, and currently right now we have about 140 students that are attending Woodland Developmental Center. We have several different types of eligibilities, and we run 3 types of programming. So we run moderately cognitively impaired, severely cognitively impaired, and severely multiply impaired programs for students ages 3 to 26.
Now, we talked a little bit earlier about opportunities Woodland students would have once they graduate. Does that run the gamut depending on what needs they have? Do your higher functioning have more jobs in the community? How does it kind of break down for your students?
Chris, so our families work with adult services. So through Woodland, through age 26, they're still considered in that K-12 education system. After that, we transition them into adult services. So we look to community agencies for support, anything from community mental health to Michigan Rehab Services and lots of different areas. And then that has all been worked on throughout their time in their adulthood with us between the ages of 18 to 26 while we're working on achieving their goals of their transition plan. And then they take it to that next step and that next level after leaving us.
You mentioned about your staff and those who come in over the summertime and help you out. Just how many staff are there working at Woodlands through the normal year?
People would be surprised to hear, but including everyone, my entire team, we have about 100 staff who are in the building on a regular basis. And that ranges from everything from my custodians and my secretaries, who we all know are some of the most essential people to run our building, all the way to teacher aides. We have teachers. We have ancillary support services from social work to nursing to therapists, to all kinds of individuals. So it's about 100 of us on a regular basis and 140 students daily.
Natalie, we've talked about your staff and everyone that works there. Let's talk a little bit about you. How long have you been here at Woodland?
So I've only been the principal for 3 years. This is just finishing my 3rd year, but I've been with RISA for well over 20 years. Started as an autism consultant, then moved into the role of interventionist, and now as the principal.
You also mentioned earlier that over the summertime, you'll have students come in to be links or students who may have an interest in special education. What does it take to get a degree in special education?
Well, Chris, I'm going to actually step back because we had an excellent opportunity. Now that the tech program has re-brought back in their educational preparation program, I was able to have multiple students come and do observations that are in high school and then use us as a job exploration site and a training site for them this year. So we're starting to recruit our own right here in the county for our high school students. After that, to become a special education teacher, you need to attend a university, go through your student teaching experience and obtain your certification area, your eligibility area in special education, whatever that may be, anything from cognitively impaired to autism or whatever that endorsement is within your teaching certificate.
Do you usually find, though, that if a teacher is going to go into education, they kind of know they want to lean towards special education?
Absolutely, and I think that's what's been so great about our partnership with the tech program here is Mr. Kohler, who is running that program, has really started to foster and show what a great education you can receive and what a great career it is within special education. We're working together, and students who weren't aware of special ed have become aware and have become special educators, or as you say, most of them come from it, knowing about it, going into it. I knew as a young child that I was going to be a special educator.
You know, being here at RISA for a while, I've had a lot of interaction with Woodland, and I've got to tell you, it's a special person who goes into special education, isn't it?
It is. It is great. It takes someone who is caring, compassion, has empathy, and most of all, wants students to succeed and see them be the best individuals they can be.
Well, I'm always proud to say I'm part of RISA and Woodlands and working with you guys. So, Natalie, thanks so much for being with us this week.
Thanks, Chris, for promoting us and sharing our story and showing all the great things that we do at Woodland.
For Dateline Schools, I'm Chris Troy. Dateline Schools is a presentation of St. Clair County RISA.